Fox 4 is also following breaking news tonight. We now know a former Olathe East High School student will spend 20 years behind bars after taking a guilty plea in a shooting that happened at the school more than 3 years ago. That decision handed down by Johnson County, Kansas judge this afternoon. The sentencing, Jalen Elmore, now in his early 20s, agreed to a guilty plea earlier this year. Fox 4's Jonathan Ketz at today's sentencing at the courthouse in downtown Olathe. John.
Yeah, John, the sentencing wrapped up probably about a half an hour or 45 minutes ago. But before the sentencing today, Elmore spoke, and he spoke to the judge and the people in the courtroom, saying that he apologized for his actions, also saying that he was not a bad guy. He specifically apologized to the 2 assistant principals at Olathe East that were affected by this, and the school resource officer, Officer Eric Clark, who was shot as well on March the 4th of 2022. A number of Olathe police officers showed up at about 3:10 this afternoon, likely in support of that school resource officer who was shot 4 times that day but survived. The prosecution and defense had agreed that Elmore would serve 20 years behind bars earlier this year. And according to Elmore's attorney, Carl Cornwell, he has already served 3 years. Before the sentencing, Cornwell had hoped that the judge would follow his negotiations with Republican prosecuting attorney Steve Howe here in Johnson County. That turned out to be the case. On March 4th of 2022, Olathe East High School went on lockdown as parents rushed to the school to find out whether their children were safe. The shooting occurred after school leaders received a tip that Elmore had brought a gun to school. When confronted at the office, an altercation ensued between Elmore, the school resource officer, and assistant principal Caleb Stoppel. That's when Elmore opened fire. All 3 were hurt in the incident that day. No other students or staff were injured. All survived. When it comes to Elmore, Cornwell says his client could spend anywhere between another 14 to 17 years behind bars because of the fact that he's already served 3, and if he serves good time, he could get out early. Now, Stoppel spoke to reporters after the sentencing today. Of course, we're also hoping to get sound for you from Mr. Elmore, who spoke to the judge and the people in the courtroom apologizing for his actions on March the 4th of 2022. All that is coming up for you tonight, John, on Fox 4 News at 6.